Yo, guys, and welcome back to another video. Absolute cinema is what I'm gonna say about this movie, and of course, you will know what I'm talking about. The name is here, the guy is here. I am talking about Christopher Nolan's Odyssey, which generally was such an amazing watch. I know there were so many like controversies and stuff over that. I'm not gonna talk about that because I don't care about them guys. But the movie when the critics came out, when everybody started saying this was an amazing movie, I was very interested to see what has Nolan cooked this time. And oh my god, he cooked absolute cinema. Like this movie is a type of movie when you watch it, you experience it. And the last time I felt something like this was with Dune, and this movie exactly got me that style of that fun. And that's why I'll call this is a masterpiece. This is your 10 out of 10s, which is so rare, but sometimes some directors like Nolan can do it. And the reason behind this is it's the visuals, the way you sound, the dialogues, the performances of especially Matt Damon and Anne Hathaway's Penelope and the rest cast, and just Nolan, the way he's wrote this. This movie, you feel so emotional at times. It genuinely connects you with him. And I think another thing usually people say about Nolan is that his movies are complicated, which I think with some I have found it. I've just watched three of his, this, Tenet, and Oppenheimer. I will agree out of all these three this was the most easier to understand the way he made it, even though stories don't go in a linear pattern. It's quite like flashbacks past, but still you will understand everything so well. Even though this is a sequel to the Troy battle, this is about the journey of Odysseus back home. And from now on, I'm going to say there is spoilers ahead. The only thing I will say if you haven't watched it is go and watch it. Experience cinema. Now I'm going to talk about my favorite scenes in detail, which I loved especially. Starting up from obviously in chronological order. So obviously this movie starts off with you can see how the politics and stuff is happening back at Odysseus' home. Things are going so bad. Everything is going downhill. You can say what is his character? Robert Pattinson's character, basically is trying to marry Odysseus' wife. That's what he wants because he wants the rain, and you can see how there's chaos and what else everything has happened. And oh my god, I'm going to talk about the climax scene and you can see with Tucker Mackless, who wants to know. Everybody thinks Odysseus is dead. He is dead and he's never coming back because I think it's been like 8, 9, 10 years maybe. As you can see, his son is so old. He was like a little kid and now he's like a 17, 16 year old. So he's like boyish teenage. And it's like how things have just gone bad. And then obviously it also focuses on Odysseus' character who is lost somewhere, and then we see what his journey was, what stuff he went through to come back, and why. And I just want to start off with that whole cave sequence was so amazing with the monster. Like, oh my god, the anticipation horror they made in that was I generally don't watch like horror movies and I I usually get jump scared. So there were moments where I was a bit got jump scared. The one that got I would talk about the scene that gut wrenched me, and my god, like the flickering. I so when they're in the cave, there's a light flicker or something, and the way it shines on the characters, it looks so good. And if I'm not talked about the sets were so beautiful. It's like from Odysseus' home to the place of Troy, the way things are lightened up. And then I think from there, when they start running away, I said the monster creature. Oh my god, that whole I think battle like they were trying to survive was so good. And then I'm going to talk about the sea moment when they go in the sea and it starts like the waves are crashing everywhere. And oh my god, you can literally hear the waves. I didn't watch this in IMAX or anything. I watched it in normal view screen, and it still was so amazing to see. You know a director or the sound design has done so much finer details where you can hear each and every sound. You can hear the waves, you can hear the little echoes, everything. And then later on there's a scene where all the other characters they put something on and only Matt Damon's character can hear what's going on. And we are literally like the other characters who can't hear what's going out there, and Matt Damon is telling us. And the way he's done that is so good. Like you can hear the silent waves going on, and Matt Damon is explaining what sounds are coming out, and the way he explains it. Oh my god! And the people were talking about the dialogues of this movie. It was generally so good. Apart from two or three where he says dad, mom, and this, everything else was so well written in this movie. And my God, and I will say, I think some people didn't like Tom Holland's performances. I think people are being too harsh. I agree that the rest were just so good. Anne Hathaway, Matt Damon just killed it, and Robert Pattinson was like Robert Pattinson. I will say, you generally hate that character. And as I said, I'm moving towards the end, and the way everything, and all the rest. That big shout out to Elliot Page. That whole sequence where he's dead and Matt Damon comes, that whole conversation, oh my god, that was so amazing. And the way they show the dead, that blackness, everything in this movie has a characteristics. Even if they're not actors, like the set has a character, the water has a character, the sea has a character. Everything in this movie feels like it has a character. The lighting, the way the lighting's done is so amazing. The cinematography of this movie, it just reaches out beautiful. I have been to Greece recently and I was like, oh, this is such a beautiful place. And I can't lie, Nolan has genuinely recreated that. Obviously, it's back then, but still, that sea looks so amazing. There's a sequence where at the start, Temecula is sitting, and you can see how beautiful the sea looks. And when they want to show the sea, like not ugly, but like furious, I would say, it shows it. And that, and then I want to talk about the battle that the show of the Troy, the horse battle, when the first showing the John Bethal is explaining and everything. My God, that is so like you can see how crazy that scene was, like where they're all stuck in the way you can generally if you're watching the movie you can feel claustrophobic. Like you can generally see the tight spaces they use, the way, and the way Nolan has showed it is so good. Like for example, there's a scene I think where the horse is down and someone's drowning and they're picking him up. Oh my god, it was like that whole sequence. And then when they are taking them in and the show, and then at the end, that end climax sequence when before the big fight. Oh, before I talk about the big fight, there's I jumped over, and then there's a body gore moment as well with the there's another person I think people are not talking about, Hamish Patel. Oh my god, he was so amazing in this movie as well. The fair, the moments and stuff, he smashed it. That body horror moment, I generally had a gut wrenching. I was like, "Ugh," when she is turning them into a pigs. I'm like, oh my god! But the way he has shot it, like if I feel gut wrench, that means the director has done his job. And I felt like this, like there's moments where you can see this guy could make an actual horror movie that will genuinely. He can make a body horror and an anticipation horror. That's what Nolan has just showed, that my man can also make a horror movie, because there's two moments where you're like, oh, especially that moment was so gut wrenching. And then coming back to the climax, the way they end this is so beautiful. Where Matt Damon is comes like a beggar. Obviously Telemachus by this point knows. I think Penelope doesn't know. Telemachus obviously first he saves Telemachus in the Athena temple, and I love the symbolism with Athena and everything they had throughout the movie. Like Zendaya's character is just like she's like an image, and you understand why he was lost. Like they explain it so well. It is because they upset the gods. What they did in the battle is they upset the gods. They literally destroyed Troy. They killed innocent people, and then they destroyed the Athena statue. That whole sequence, people were like Zendaya one dimensional screen, but that sequence when Matt Damon is talking about it and Zendaya is just in the side, you need to actually see. If you look at her, you know how she can act. And the people who don't, they just take clips and that's it. Like this is what happened these days. But let's forget them. But that whole sequence was so powerful when he was talking to Penelope and telling her that how devastating that was for Odysseus, or for him obviously, and how hard that was, that whole battle was. And in a way it shows why I think if you think about it, all of the people die. Basically, all of his commanders die, apart from Odysseus, the only one who returns home. I think even John Bernthal character stays there, And the reason maybe Odysseus' character, you can think, because he was redeemable. He understood what is going on was bad. What the people were doing, and he understand this was his fault as a commander. Whereas the rest who don't make it home, they were generally enjoying it. They were killing them, they were smashing them, they were doing everything that can go about. Even the old lady says that as well, that you're the only one who's gonna return back. And you understand in a way, because yes, crimes were committed, but at least Odysseus' character understands that this was his fault. And that's why he suffers for so long. And that is what I understand from the movie. And yeah, and that whole sequence, and then the climax sequence. What a powerful sequence that was when Odysseus, and what satisfying that was when he fucking kills Robert Pattinson's character. Like, that was such a good sequence. Like when he starts hitting everyone. I do agree. Some people say I think the action, yeah, at moments, some moments it does feel choppy, but as I said, even the biggest of the biggest movies have little flaws, and those little flaws is not like, oh, like, yeah, it's not like, oh, I don't know. Overall, everything else was so good. Like these little things, I don't think makes a huge difference. And my god, like that whole reveal and the way he's fighting once against all basically, and everyone's just running around. Like at the start, it's like the whole chaos mode. Like Robert Pattinson's character is the first one when he puts the thing in. Oh, that whole aura moment, and then people are running here, there. Robert Pattinson's character is trying to go, and the way he just kills, and you can see he is the king, and that's how then the movie ends. And this was what I thought about this movie. I know I've been rattling about it so much, but I can't stop rattling about it because this movie was absolute cinema. And yeah, and if you haven't watched it after me literally spoiling the whole movie to you, go watch. And yeah, till then, peace. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And what a movie this was. Bye bye.